pickaxes, swords, hoes, shovels, and axes. Tools are super useful when it comes to playing Minecraft. Even lesser tools like the fishing rod and shears are super useful for achieving some in-game feats. But a new tool hasn't been added in a long time, sub, so how about we take a look at 7 tools that are needed in Minecraft? You've created a data pack that adds a whole bunch of useful and game-changing tools. They're not over the top or ridiculous at all. In fact, they're far more realistic and are things that we think truly belong in the game. So let's jump into it. Number 1. Grappling Hook. Traveling around the surface of Minecraft and even caves can be tricky. A lot of adventure and survival games have a thing called a grappling hook. These are pieces of strong string attached to a hook that can be aimed and shot towards an area, dragging you along with it. Sub, with this data pack, you can craft your very own grappling hook. Simply craft a hook first with 3 iron, and then combine the hook with 2 pieces of string to create a grappling hook. Watch where you're aiming that thing, sub. Right-clicking with it will shoot the hook forward. If the hook meets a surface, it'll attach and the player will be pulled closer and closer to the block. For an even more professional use, you can set it so that it only applies to specific blocks, like wooden logs. This means you can place specific markers around the map that only you know about, and can use the hook to attach to them. Want to hide a chest? We've got you covered. Need some hidden base that no one else can reach? The grappling hook can do it. But with all tools, the hook has to have durability. Using it too much will wear it thin, and when it breaks, it won't just do it at the start of the use, it'll do it halfway through a grapple, so make sure you don't use it over a ravine when it's low. Number 2. Slime Stringy. Slime is an unusual item, a strange material with unusual properties. But for as rare as slime and their slime balls are, slime isn't used for very much in the game. Other than sticky pistons, can you really think of anything? What about if you could use the sticky properties of slime? Grabbing 8 string in a circle and placing a slime ball in the middle will create a slime stringy. This is a ball of string coated in slime that can be launched towards neutral and hostile mobs alike. Need to stop pigs running away as you slaughter them? Throw the slime stringy at them as they run away. Pesky skeleton trying to murder you with arrows? Just whip out your slime stringy and shoot it towards the target, then drag it closer to get the upper hand. The green string projects like a fishing rod. The ball at the end naturally sticks to the mob, and on a final right click, they'll be reeled in. The slime stringy can also attach itself to dropped items, allowing you to grab things right from the nose of danger without having to get into a precarious position. What would you do if you had a slime stringy? Shoot it at the wall? Use it to pick something up? Why don't you aim for the subscribe button? If you enjoy the videos and try to keep up with the channel every day, then subscribing will keep you notified. Sounds fun, right? Number 3. Wizard Staff. For years, players have longed for a tool more valuable, or at least more magical, than an enchanted sword. Tridents took it a step closer, but while they can be enchanted to do some cool things like return to you after shooting, I feel there's still a level of magic not touched on by the vanilla game. Enter Wizard Staffs. Crafted with an Enrod, an enchantment book, and an Eye of Ender, these magical tools draw power from a different dimension in order to create chaotic elemental spells. Using a fire aspect enchantment book would give you a fire staff, allowing you to shoot bouncing balls of fire and magma at your enemies. Use Ice Walker for a chillier effect. This ice staff will allow you to shoot beams that cause any touched water to instantly freeze, allowing you to create your own ocean pathways. Last but not least, you have the Smite enchant. Using this to craft your staff will create a lightning effect, and thus anything you shoot will be doused in a chaotic flurry of sparks. Like all tools, wizard staffs have durability and will require more magic to be repaired. To do this, combine it with a bottle of enchanting in the anvil. These bottles will now rarely appear in chests across many of the structures in the game. Combining 3 staffs in a row of the same kind will create a super staff. The Meteor, Blizzard, and Storm staffs have the power to shoot 3 times the amount of magical blocks. That means triple the magical chaos, sub. Just don't go setting everything on fire in the middle of the summer. Number 4. Carving or Skinning Knife. Swords are great, but they are rather large and a bit inaccurate. You wouldn't use a mighty great sword to cut through a fine piece of silk, so why does leather drop when we use swords? A carving knife would be a simple tool crafted with one stick and one wood, stone, iron, or diamond. Like the chisel mod, right-clicking with this item would only take a tiny chunk of a block out. This would only work on something called carvable blocks, like wood or stone, with a diamond knife being able to carve into even obsidian. Alternatively, the carving knife could be a quick way to change wooden planks into things like stairs or slabs, without having to go to the crafting bench and replace them. Another great use of the knife would be to skin animals. Right-clicking on cows with a knife will skin the mob and drop leather. Doing this would actually be the only way to get leather from now on, making getting that first leather armor set a bit more tricky and specialized. Number 5. Debris Detector. How's it cooking, sub? Get it? 'Cause you're in the nether? Ah well, never mind all my silly puns. What are you up to? Looking for ancient debris? Since the nether update, we know that ancient debris is not a common find. You won't just stumble onto a whole vein like you do with coal. It's going to take a lot of digging and a lot of searching before you even come across one. To combat this annoyance, your data pack adds a new special tool, sub. The debris detector can be crafted from 1 netherite ingot, 2 redstone blocks, and 6 iron ingots. Like a map, you can hold the detector out in front of you and look down at it, or alternatively just hold it in your hands like a regular item. It's like a mini radar that will show a green spot when you're near a block of ancient debris. Every time you use the detector to scan, it will use a bit of durability, but once it's locked onto a block, it'll keep beeping faster and faster like a metal detector. And while you do need at least 1 netherite ingot to craft the debris detector, it's worth it so you don't have to spend hours and hours digging for more debris. If you think that something like the debris detector or even any other tool shown in today's video should be added to the game, then make sure to like the video. We need to make sure as many people see this as possible so that it's more likely for one of these ideas to eventually make it into the game. Number 6. Flamethrower. Why can we not use the Ender Dragon head to craft something cool, I hear you cry? What's this bottle of dragon's breath that has practically no use whatsoever other than making lingering potions? These are great questions, and if you're asking them, then you'll probably be a huge fan of this next tool. I'd consider it more of a weapon, but I'll let you be the judge of that, sub. Take an empty bottle to the end and wait for the dragon to attack with its purple fire. Right-click with the bottle to fill it up. Once you take down the vicious end beast, take the head and combine it with dragon's breath as well as a regular crossbow in the crafting bench. This will create one of the strongest weapons in the game, the flamethrower. Right-clicking, you can now spurt heaps of purple fire towards oncoming enemies, pretty much killing them instantly. The flamethrower has a medium range, but the amount of fire created is akin to that of the actual Ender Dragon. Of course, the breath will run out, which is why filling up a few bottles may have been something you should have done during that first battle. But if not, you can just respawn the dragon again using the egg, and this time you can even fight fire with fire. Just try not to set yourself ablaze, sub. Number 7. Screwdriver. Sometimes redstone and triggers can be tedious. If you ever wanted to hop into creative and just mess around with pistons, you'll note that you always have to remember to take a lever or button so that you can place it and activate whatever you've placed down. This is the same with things like iron doors. The data pack you have today allows you to combine a stick with a piece of redstone and an iron ingot to form a screwdriver. The screwdriver allows the player to right-click in order to open an iron door, trapdoor, or other trigger, such as a piston or command block. Now it's like having an active redstone pulse in your hand. Think you have a tool that would fit well with everything else in this data pack? Perhaps you have an idea of how to improve one that was shown today, or maybe you just have an entirely new idea for a video. Make sure to share it with us. Sub tries to heart and reply to comments whenever he can. We've seen 7 tools that are definitely needed in Minecraft, and you've been a real handyman today, sub. You've shown us a heap of new possibilities, crafting recipes, and Minecraft dreams. Speaking of dreams, you better go get some rest. See you next time, sub.